And then, when the hunter was distracted, I hit him over the head with his own cross. You a newcomer? Hey there. Welcome to the Red Fang Inn. If you wanna come over here, I can get you all squared away. So, first things first, would you mind showing me your fangs? Just a brief precaution, of course. Yeah, every once in a while, some poor mortal fool wanders in here, not knowing what they're getting themselves into. Looks good. A rather nice set, if you don't mind me being forward. I've always been jealous of vampires with nice, straight fangs like yours. Mine are a little crooked. See? It does make feeding a bit of a hassle. You're on the young side for a vampire. Let me guess. Turned less than a year ago? Based on your aura. It's rare to see someone as young as you all the way out here. Well, in that case, I'm guessing you've never been to a vampire inn before. There are fewer of them than there ought to be. The concept is simple. We're an inn that caters to vampires. It's hard to live on the road when sunlight kills you and the living want you dead. So this is a perfect refuge for you on your journey. Anyway, how long would you like to stay here for? We're in a bit of an off-season for vampire travelers, so rooms are pretty cheap at the moment. We've got coffins filled with fresh grave soil, which we do change out regularly. Meals are included. No, it's not strictly necessary for vampires to sleep that way. It would be quite difficult to carry one around on the road. But we are undead. The coffins and grave soil energize us, a gift from the god of death. Your sleep will be much more restful that way. Oh, and we do provide burial shrouds to wear to bed, if you don't already have your own. Just one day? Okay, then just sign your name in the guest book. Sorry. I know that stings a little bit. The pen is enchanted to burn undead. I swiped it from a church. Just a little precaution to check for vampire hunters. They have come in here with fake fangs before. Try to kill our guests in their sleep. It's been decades since we've had an incident like that, though. Rest assured, I do keep a careful eye out. No, you have nothing to worry about. We have thralls guarding the inn during the day. Their trances are checked daily. During the night, we do have a few elder vampire volunteer guards on duty. Even better than thralls. Not to mention, we are in the heart of the Blighted Marsh. Any mortal who wanted to get here would have to travel through miles of undead-infested territory. Not a problem for us, but the living have a terrible time traveling here. Oh, it's not the hunters you're worried about. You're worried about other vampires. You are a young one, aren't you? Nothing to be embarrassed about. We were all human once. Raised on frightening tales of vampires, come to steal us away in the night if we disobeyed our parents. All of that. Yes, being one of those very figures from the stories does take some getting used to. But I must say, you're safer now, surrounded by vampires, than you were surrounded by humans when you were one. The entire world is against us. That does make us a close-knit bunch. We look out for our own and we don't fight each other when we can help it. The living claim otherwise, of course, but they love to spread lies about us. There are even some vampires who succumb to the idea that we're chosen. Only about 1 in 100 of the humans a vampire feeds on becomes one themselves, and nobody knows for sure what causes it. Some think that they're special, that they're better than most. The term better is relative, of course, but it is true that vampires tend to be the type to not act rashly. Not sure if we carry it over from our mortal lives or if that just comes from experience. You could probably strike up a conversation with any vampire here and hear 2 stories you'll never forget and have a close new friend by the end of the night. You may be a young vampire, but you probably already have plenty of adventures that you could share. This is a good place to find wisdom and allies. I hope that eases your worries a little bit. And with that, how about dinner? You're just in time for something fresh. Most of what we have is animal blood, but we do have some well-aged human blood in stock. That's always in high demand, of course. So I'm afraid I'll have to limit you to 2 glasses per night. No, you're right. Usually blood wouldn't age so much as go bad. But there are spells a vampire can use to keep it from spoiling. That lets the flavor deepen over the years. A real vintage. We also serve blood sausage. That is a bit of an acquired taste, I'll admit. By default, vampires crave a liquid diet, but it does have everything you need to survive. I've got plenty of pig's blood. That's popular. I keep the pigs out back just for that. And I do have some animals I hunt in the marsh, swamp rats and the like. What else? Oh, I do have a bit of sheep. I have to have that one imported. So, what'll it be? Absolutely. Coming right up. Well, you just guzzled that down, didn't you? Not much luck with hunting lately. Really? Did your sire never teach you? Oh, you poor soul. I had no idea. A terrible thing when that happens. Most vampires are responsible enough to teach their progeny how to hunt properly, at the very least. You can feel it when you turn someone. They must have outright ignored you, abandoned you. Well, unless they were killed first. Either way, I'm impressed you kept yourself alive. You must have raw talent. Allow me to give you a couple of pointers for the future then. There are all sorts of spells you can learn eventually. Invisibility, hypnosis, domination, and the like. But the basics are the most important thing to master. Rule number 1, hunt humans sparingly. You need human blood in the long term. You'll eventually grow weak and sickly if you don't get your fangs into one every so often. but it's always a risk. It's the easiest way to be discovered and have a hunter sent after you. Aside from that, humans are resourceful. You're not immune to being hurt or even killed by your prey. Rule number 2, figure out your own weaknesses. There are a whole host of weaknesses a vampire can have, and you'll have 2 to 3 of them, aside from the universal weakness to daylight, of course. There's a book on the shelf over there with a list of all the ones we know. You should leaf through it and try to learn some till you work out which ones are yours. Hunters will have them all memorized. They'll try each one until they find yours. If you don't know what your weaknesses are, it's all the more likely that they'll catch you with one of them. Yes, it's best not to ask other vampires what their weaknesses are. I'm sure you can guess why that's considered private information. But for the sake of helping you out, I'll tell you one of mine. I can't cross fast-moving water. Surprising for a vampire that lives in a marsh, right? But the key is that the water in the marsh is mostly stagnant. Putting my in here actually works to my advantage. A hunter would never think I'd live in such a wet place with a weakness like that. And for our last rule, and this one is very practical, learn to approach animals from upwind. A human would want to do the exact opposite. Vampires actually have a very alluring scent. When you're hunting animals, if you let them get a whiff of you before they hear or see you, they'll be much calmer. That tip alone will keep you well fed. And life as a vampire is not easy. But we're all given the strength to carry on, or so I choose to believe. Keep moving forward, and you'll find a purpose in undeath. I'm positive you'll do incredible things. Quite a few of the world's greatest events have been guided by vampires. I hear the humans have been longing for a new deity to worship. Maybe you can give them something to believe in. Now, daybreak's a far way off yet, but you look mighty tired to me. How about you go up to your room right away and get some rest? There's a bell cord in the room. You can ring if you need anything, and I'll be right up. All right then. I wish you a good rest. Take a load off and enjoy a day in safety. I'll be here come nightfall for breakfast. Take care, traveler.